All right, YouTube, and welcome back to Fernvalley Farms Beekeeping Channel. If this is your first time on the channel, my name is Vince, and welcome. And really quick before we get started here, it's a beautiful day out. It's actually almost about noon. It's beautiful out. It's about 50 degrees. It's been lousy up here lately. Finally a nice warm day, and look, you can tell my bees are loving it. They're all out. I've got the camera sitting right here. Just not the sun is gonna kind of block it, but you can see I got a lot of happy bees right there. All these hives are out. And really quick, hopefully you guys are enjoying some of these little YouTube shorts that I started putting out. YouTube's got this new thing called YouTube Shorts. They're all videos. They're under a minute. They're 59 seconds or shorter, just quick little videos. And we're running out of beekeeping stuff to do, obviously, because the season's just about done here. But so I'm gonna put some of these shorts on with some of the horses and some of the different little things that go on, even with my work, because I am a horseshoer also. And sometimes I run across some of the craziest things. And I think it'd be really fun for these YouTube short videos to put these little 1-minute videos on. So hopefully you guys are enjoying them. Let me know in the comments below if you like watching these. I've only got a couple of them out, but I plan on putting a lot more out because it's really quick and easy. You take your phone, you do the video, and you're done. YouTube Shorts. That's my newest little thing I'm going to add to this channel. Okay, what we're doing today, it's a beautiful day out. We're going to talk about winter. We're going to talk about cold. Ugh, don't want to talk about it, but it is coming. It's the middle of December. It's coming. Nothing you can do about it. The bees have all been fed up. They've all got plenty of nectar from when I did my open feeding. If you see my last video, which I'll link at the end of this one, when I was kind of getting them set up, when I put the insulated inner covers on to prevent the condensation. I've got my screen feeder boxes on that I put on with my little lunch trays for the dry sugar, which I did not put the dry sugar in then because it was too soon. That's what we're doing today. Here's my theory on why I'm doing this now. First of all, you don't want to open your hives, well, depending on where you live, up here anyways, or farther north, you don't want to be opening your hives in January, letting all that heat out. So you want to have your bees pretty much set up and leave them alone. I know you're dying, especially new people, you're just dying to see if your bees are alive. Don't open your hives. If it's a nice 50-degree day, you can take a peek in there. But here's the thing. Your inner covers and everything, the bees propolize everything. You know, if there's cracks and seams anywhere, they propolize stuff. So you don't want to be breaking those seals either because you're curious. If you do my little idea that I have right here, if you take the little, and I've showed this before, you make these little, some 1.5 inch PVC, oh no, this is 1 inch, little piece of pipe and a little elbow. You can stick it in your vent hole, you put your ear to it, and you can hear them clear as day in there. This is a nice little trick that worked out really good for, especially in the middle of winter. You come out here in January and it's snowing and blowing and it's like, ugh, but you want to see if your bees are still alive. You put that thing on and listen to it and you can hear them and you know they're doing really good. So that's why, like I said, you don't want to be breaking your inner covers open. I don't anyways. You don't want to be breaking those seals because any little cracks and seams, the bees will go ahead and propolize those and cover all those up to prevent any drafts. This is the second to the last step that I need to do before I'm totally done with them for the year. My last step, which is too early for that, is to put the insulation around them, but I'm going to wait on that. But what I'm doing today is I'm putting the dry sugar in. It's supposed to be like 50 degrees, and you could tell by my bee activity here. It's a beautiful day. They're all out flying. So what I want to do is I want to pop these open. I want to put the dry sugar in so it's already there. They don't need it right now. I know they don't need it. There's a lot of honey still in there. My theory on this is I want to get the dry sugar in so it's in. Because a lot of times when your hives will starve is usually February, March, when they run out of honey and there's nothing else to eat. So the dry sugar is just a little extra insurance. But I'm doing it now because I don't want to wait till January when it's freezing cold. I don't want to be breaking seals on all these inner covers that they propolize shut. So if I do it today, okay, that's fine. I still got plenty of time before the really cold weather gets here. So I'm just going to get the dry sugar in, so that is done. So if they need the dry sugar come January, February, they've got it. Now last year they hardly even touched it, which told me they had plenty of honey stored. So what I'm going to do is go through here and just I'm going to take the lids off. And take the lid off, take the insulated inner cover off. Let me show you here. see this here? Okay. All right, in this bucket, I've got dry sugar and just a measuring cup. And I'm just gonna take about 2 cups of sugar and put it on the inside of each tray, and then it's done. If you look at the sugar, it's got a little bit of a yellow tone to it. Last year I added some dry pollen substitute. I put pollen substitute in with the sugar. Ultra Bee. I'm trying to think of the name of it. I mixed that in with the dry sugar, so there's actually pollen sub actually mixed in with this too. You can see a little piece. And actually this sugar that's in this bucket is what I took out last year. Because when I unwinterized everything and I popped all the lids, all these trays still had sugar on it and it was perfectly dry, so I just saved it. And what I did is I added more sugar to it and just mixed it all up. So I've got plenty of sugar here to go down the line. So what I'm gonna do is, like I said, I'm gonna go down, take the roof off, take the insulated cover off, put a cup and a half or so on each tray and leave it. We're gonna start down at the end, at the far end with the mean hive. I got my veil out here, hopefully I don't need it. We'll see what happens here. So let's get started, we'll take it and we'll go down there. My bees are out pretty good today. I'm flying through lots of bees here. I could have come out here sooner and done this, but this is really good. So what I'll do, let me put the camera. You should be able to see this okay. I'm gonna hopefully do this without my veil, especially this one here. I'm gonna pop the insulated cover off really quietly, just put the sugar in and shut it and be done. Now when I pop the lid off, the nice thing is the bees can't come through the top here. Get the sugar ready. So I'm not going to lift that until I got the sugar ready to go. See that? I'll put maybe a cup and a half in. I'd rather have too much and not enough. There. Just shut it and get out. Especially with these guys here. This is actually a 2-cup measuring cup. I actually put about 4 cups in total, and that's fine. I'd rather be way too much sugar in there than not enough. And like I said, if they don't touch it, I just take it out in the spring and we'll just reuse it again next year. So let me just pop these here. Oh, hold on. You want to move kind of slow. Any sudden movements or jerks this time of year really irritates the bees. Okay, so it's a little propolized. See, even this has got a little bit of a, see how it's stuck down to it? The bees will go through and propolize all this. That's why I don't want to pop any of these inner covers. These things are already stuck together. I'm not touching them. I don't even got to move I don't even need to move this because it's already, there we go. They're all down below. There ain't too many bees up on top here. Actually, you can see them all up inside there. I'm not going to mess with them. I'm just going to give them their sugar. girl's trapped in there right now. I shouldn't trap anybody in. All right. Wow, it is really warm out today. This is beautiful. Oh, that one was stuck down a little bit. Give me a tie tool. Let me see here. Can you see this? So now, so each hive is getting about 4 cups. You know, you can make sugar cakes too. Those are really easy to make. All that is a little bit of sugar and water, and you can bake them in the oven and turn them into like sugar bricks. Those work out really well too. I've done that before. But this is just as easy. And these trays, like I said, I'll link that video at the end of this one. You can go back and see. You can go back and see how I put those trays in. Oh, there's bees. How do you guys get up in there? They find their way in the cracks. Dead bees there. Shake some. There's some dead bees out here. I'm just going to shake them off. And one way you could tell if these are working too is you won't see any condensation, or you won't see any mildew, I should say, on the inside of these trays. When you come out of winter, you shouldn't see any mildew or anything in there. If you do see if you do see mildew in there, that means there's a lot of condensation in there. A lot of mildew and mold. I actually had that happen on a couple of hives last year. When I took these off on the inside of these screen feeder boxes, there was mildew and mold all around the whole inside of one of them, a lot of it. But the hive came out of winter really strong, so the air was still getting out. That tells me that hive was really packed with bees. What do we got going here? See that inner cover right there? This crack? The bees propolized it. You can see, and I'm not going to touch it. They propolized all that crack, let no air in. All right, one more. One more. One more in this row. They're all clustered right there, so. Okay, this is the hive that I'm the most concerned about. This is the hive I just put that video out on a few days ago or last week. This was the one that I didn't get the video out on it. until last week. It was actually made a few months ago, and they are doing really, really good, and you can see that. I just kept forgetting to put this video out, but this hive is doing really, really good. So this is the hive on that video, my last video I did, and we'll look at it. We'll see what it looks like really quick here. And there's good activity on the outside of it. See, I like that. When I feel things are purpleized, I like that. That means the bees are doing something. And there they all are right there. That's as far as I'm going to go with it. Let me just shut this back. Get a little cranky this time of year. We'll just get the sugar in. It gives you a pretty good shot of how this works. Out of the way, girls. Out of the way. So yeah, this one's doing really, really well so far. Knock on wood. Like I said, this time of year, just move kind of slow. If you start snapping stuff too fast and hard, and it scares them and irritates them, you'll find out. They'll come right after you. This one's got some really good activity. And lots of bees right there. I'll just put the camera right here for this hive. You can see the activity on the outside of it, which is really, really nice. I don't think I forgot anything. And like I said in the beginning, I'm doing this now, so I don't have to break any of these seals in January to put sugar in. Some people put it in really late. I just don't want to do it. I just soon, when it's 10 below zero and it's snowing and it's blowing and it's just, ugh. It's just nice to know the sugar is in there in case they run out of honey. So I think that is pretty much it. You can see I gave each hive about 2 cups. We'll see what this looks like in the spring when I go to take this apart, when I go to unwinterize them, and hopefully every single hive is alive. What else? There was one other thing I wanted to mention. What was it? I forgot. Oh, I know. I will, if I get a nice, if there is like a nice day like this in January when the sun's up, and it's beating on these hives and I see a lot of activity, I'll pop the lids and I'll just kind of peek underneath the inner covers. We'll do a video on it to look at them. And I'll pop the lids just to see how the sugar is doing. Like I said last year, they didn't even touch it. I kept peeking in at them like, really? And I come out of winter and a lot of these hives still had lots of honey in them, so that's good. And if you go back and see the videos too, if you check out the playlist, I'll link that playlist at the end of this video also as far as feeding goes. When I did my open feeding, which I'm going to do the same thing in the spring, you could stand here and watch them fly. The feeders were over there. The feeders were right behind the back of this building. Where are we at? Yeah, the back of this building here, all the way in the back behind my barn. The bees were going from here to there. It was funny to watch. It was like an expressway. It just back and forth, non-stop. It was really kind of weird to watch. And there is a video on the open feeding if you check that out in the playlist. But don't go till the end of this now. So that's pretty much it. I think I've got everything. Like I said, they're fed now. I don't got to break any more seals. The last thing I got to do now is wrap them with insulation, which we'll do that. That I don't need to do that right now. They'll be good for a while on that. I'll probably do that maybe in January if I know a really hard cold snap is coming. Usually we know in advance. When they say 10 below is coming, then we know, and I'll get out here and I'll put the insulation around them. But for right now, they're fine. They don't need it. And they're all, knock on wood, looking really good. I've got some good activity going. Let's come over here and look. I don't know if you can see the activity on the outside, the activity on number 5 here. I've got some good activity. Number 7's been cleaning house. Whoop. Number 7's been cleaning house here. If you look at all the dead bees right there, They're taking the ones that die, the summer bees that die off, they're dragging them out. One little thing that's kind of handy to have, and I keep forgetting to bring it out here. Usually I have myself, I had one out here, I don't know what I did with it. I have a piece of wire, just a long piece of wire with a little hook on it. And I'll go underneath some of these entrances, I'll just drag out dead bees. That's one nice thing about having your upper entrance. Also in the winter, if you get snow, blows up against your hives and blocks off your lower entrance, they can still get in and out from the top, from your upper entrance. Different story, but that's kind of what helps with that in the winter time anyways too. So anyways, I think I've got everything. Any questions or comments or any thoughts on this, let me know below and I'll answer them. Like I said, this is kind of how I do it. I just don't want to open these guys in January. I don't want to break any propolis seals, which is bee glue. I don't want to break any of that. They've got it all sealed up. They know what they're doing. All I got left to do is insulate them, and they all look good. I love coming out here and seeing my bees all flying. I love that. Matter of fact, when I'm done with this video, I'm going to go get my piece of wire, and I'm just going to clean out. And you can see they'll do it themselves. They'll drag all the dead bees out. So if you see dead bees, especially new people, if you see dead bees, don't worry. That's your summer bees dying off. All your bees in there were your fall bees that will last up until hopefully March, April. The queen starts laying and the whole thing starts all over again. So anyways, that's my story. Any questions, comments, please leave them. Any thoughts on this? Let me know how you guys do it. I'm kind of curious how different parts of the country do it. Obviously down south when it's warm, you don't got to worry about this as much as we do up here. You have a much shorter winter than we have. Up north, they have a much longer winter. Oh. So anyways, like I said, questions, comments, please leave them. Subscribe to the channel. I really, really appreciate it. When you do subscribe, ring the bell. When you do ring the bell, hit all so you get all the notifications. Thumbs up. And I will talk to you guys like really quick in the next video. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.